Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Immortus Temporus. This game is developed by Kudo and with assistance from East Asia Soft and published by East Asia Soft and released today, October 13th, 2021 for a price of $4.99. It is on sale, so you can save $1 if you want to pick it up as well in the Xbox store. So what is Immortus Temporus? It's simply just a quick little puzzle game where I'll show you how it works. So in the menu here, you basically have to collect little items here, like little pickups, so these little green guys that you'll see here, and then get to the end of a level. Now, you're timed in the sense of you only get a certain amount of time, and the game does not give you really any leeway. So you have to collect all your little pickups before the time runs out, but also you're going to have these gold times that you also need to try to beat for some of the achievements. Overall, this game isn't anything that's going to be too difficult. I actually managed to nab all the achievements in about 10 to 15 minutes. It's just spending the time, maybe taking a second or two figuring out the best pathways for the levels. So like if you look here on the level, you don't actually have to start racing that time clock that says 6.2 until you move your controller. So you get all the time in the world to try to set yourself up to succeed in the level to then best your best time. Speaking of all the times and challenges, I'm sure a lot of you want to know, achievement-wise, it's a pretty easy game. You need to beat a total of 30 levels, you need to do 10 levels without dying, and you're going to need to get 12 gold times beat, and that's all you're going to have to do to map up all of these achievements. Everything else should come naturally just while you're playing, because they're going to require you to hit those certain milestones. So what the game does require you to do, though, is be pretty quick-wit. You're going to have to really stare at some of these puzzles and figure out what your best key times are to really get them done, and then using that kind of momentum and drive, complete out the levels. It's a very simplistic and basic game. There's not a lot going on here, so I'm not going to really dive in and talk about, crazy visual graphics or anything, because there's not. It's a very simple, basic puzzle game that just has you trying to pick up a certain amount of collectibles as fast as you can and trying to complete out levels before the game ends. Don't get too hung up if you're stuck on some levels where it's, feels like a grind to kind of push your way through those gold times, because there are quite a few other levels that are going to be a lot easier for you. So just pace yourself and know that you're going to be able to get those gold times. I think I had all 12 of my gold time wins well before I got to 20 stages. So just pick and choose your kind of battles as you go. Overall, though, it is a simple, easy 1000 and, a nice, fun game. The downside for me is the game does have you finish all the achievements without barely even scratching the surface of the game. There's 100 levels for you to play through, and I definitely think it's a shame that the game does not have you honestly just going through and completing all 100 levels. Because, it would take a little bit of time, but we all know when it comes to a lot of easy, quick achievements, for the most part, they're just simple cash grabs more than anything. So, unfortunately, this is kind of one of those scenarios in itself where it appears that they're just trying to make a quick buck off of some achievements. So, sadly, it's a game that's missing the desire and need for people to play it more and more. But overall, I think it's a fun game. It's a missed opportunity when it comes to the achievements, but the gameplay and everything else is pretty simplistic when it comes to that. If you want to try to push out and do the additional 100 levels, I highly encourage you to give it a shot, as I do think this game's kind of fun. It's a neat little puzzle game, and, kudos to the developer, no pun intended there, on making a game that's kind of neat for a couple dollars. If I have to give this game any type of a rating or review, I'm probably going to give it about a 5 out of 10. There's nothing too crazy in depth. It's a fun couple dollar game, and definitely worth a pickup if you have a couple bucks and want to try a different kind of puzzle game. Outside of that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time.